Coming up, see what it's like to have a custom suit made at Portland's Wildwood Company, Bespoke suit makers, as I take you inside. Choose your fabric. Choose your fit. Choose your own adventure. At Wildwood Company, Portland's premier bespoke suit makers. See the finest wools from Scotland, England, and Italy. See the frothiest complimentary lattes, custom-made designer shoes from Spain, one-of-a-kind hats by John Fish of Portland's Folklore Hat Company, a library of fabrics that look like spellbooks straight from Hogwarts. And me, your host, Joseph Duran, as I finally end a 2-year COVID lockdown wedding postponement and have a custom wedding suit made. So let's roll up our sleeves and jump into it. Starting now. Hello. Alright, today's Pacific Northwest adventure isn't skiing or hiking or visiting the Oregon coast, but an adventure in fashion. Because I, as some of you may or may not know, am getting married soon to my lovely fiancée Audrey. And I have always dreamed of having a custom-made bespoke suit, but never really justified the expense until now, because I'm getting married. And what better reason to have a custom suit made? But I've always enjoyed suits and menswear and felt like the kind of off-the-rack cuts and materials were just not quite what I was dreaming of finding. Or I'd find a really nice vintage suit at an antique mall or thrift store where the fabric and material were great, but it wasn't really cut for me, or the sleeves were a little too short, or the button stance was just all off from a different era. So I found out about Wildwood Company here in Portland and checked out their website and their Instagram, and just immediately thought, this is a place I have to check out because it looks so cool. It's just very old school James Bond kind of. You'll just have to see. I've been telling everyone about it. I don't think anyone really believes me how cool it is, but I'm going to take you inside because the owner, Joseph Mueller, is going to let me film as I go in and pick up my suit that should be the final finished product. Wildwood Company is located in downtown Portland, Oregon, which, despite what some of you may have heard, has not completely burned to the ground. There's a beautiful coffee shop next door where the owner will treat you to a fantastic latte brought to you while you sort through fine Italian, English, and Scottish wools. I was greeted by the owner's lovely wife. The front half of the store houses a fine art gallery and design studio called Day in the Life, and boasts hundreds of objects from local artists and beyond. And after perusing the gallery, I went back to the inner sartorial sanctum, where I met Joe, the owner. All right. This is Joe Mueller.
That's me.
Owner and founder of Wildwood Company. And he's going to show us inside here.
Come on in.
Shangri-La. This is where you can sit down with the owner and pick out your fabrics, buttons, linings, discuss the cut and style of your dream suit, have a stiff drink, and plan its creation. Yeah, tell me, how did you get into this business?
Well, I started Wildwood about 8 years ago, and like many small businesses, it really came out of my own love of this subject matter, but also my inability to find exactly what I was looking for as a client. Different people come to us maybe for different initial reasons. For some people, maybe they've had a hard time finding the perfect fit. For some folks, it's the quality of the construction is what first kind of draws them to us. I know that was an issue for me as a client. I felt frustrated spending a lot of money on something that you can just kind of tell by look and feel was sort of glued together these days. And then a lot of it, I think, is the experience overall of getting to sit down with a whiskey and take your time and really immerse yourself in something as opposed to just treating it like a retail transaction. If somebody just wants a retail transaction these days, they're usually going to do it online. So when we made this place, we wanted to make sure it was something that people would look forward to coming to and wouldn't look at as a chore on their list to cross off, but as an opportunity to learn and have some fun while they have a suit made for them. And I think, like you said, a lot of people are then drawn to the variety of different types of fabrics. Usually is one of the first things somebody will comment on, that the fabric selection looks nothing like what you would see at a department store, where there's usually just a couple of types of fabric being represented. There's so many different weights and textures and materials, from wool to cashmere to camel hair from real camels, and then down to the little details, from the lining on the inside of a jacket to hand-sewn buttonholes and the color and type of buttons that we use to match the fabric. All the little details that you don't get to choose when a suit's been made already at the department store, that most people find they have more fun with than they were even expecting. So.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We will be launching soon an e-commerce version of the haberdashery, where everything that you see here, the ties and bow ties and suspenders and all of that good stuff, will be available and up to date on our website.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure. I mean, for 8 years, I've been slowly adding products and other accessories and other apparel as I found things that I would actually want to wear myself. And so in many instances, that was finding, say, a local weaver or a local sewer to help with a project like making neckties, for example, wanting to do them all hand sewn with the best quality materials. And in some cases it meant going to England, for example. I have my suspenders made by Albert Thurston in London. They've been making suspenders for over 200 years, including for every James Bond movie. And so now I can have small batches of suspenders made just for us by the best suspenders maker in the world. So we now, over 8 years, have done that with suspenders, neckties, bow ties, pocket squares, custom shoes, which we have bench made for us in Spain. They're Goodyear welted shoes and boots. We have about 150 different choices of leather colors, suedes, velvet, alligator, python, some really special knitwear from Scotland that I'll be launching soon that we're having made just for us. Socks from London, the London Sock Company. So when I find something that I would wear and I try it out for quite a while myself, then I consider trying to bring them in to offer our clients as well.
Wow. Well, someone has to field test the merchandise first,
Exactly.
if you must.
It's a tough job, but somebody has to do it.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
That was a wonderful little tour.
I'm glad.
I could listen to listen to you talk about suits forever. But now it's finally time for me to try on my finished suit for the first time. All right, this is exciting. I'm gonna try on my custom bespoke suit here. VIP treatment. After several months since the initial design stage, picking out fabric, discussing the design and style and cut, it was super exciting to finally try on the finished product. I have to say I was more than happy with the finished results. Here, even the precise location of the hand-sewn buttonhole at the front of the jacket was left until the final fitting to determine just the right location. And voila, there you have it. One charcoal, ventless, single button, bespoke wedding suit with a subtle herringbone pattern and incredibly soft Italian wool fabric. I really want to take it off. Like, I just want to wear it. I can't wear it before the see it before the I think I should wear it before the wedding. I don't get to see her dress. Right. Alright, well, got the suit for the wedding, custom made, feeling pretty tricked out, and thanks again to Wildwood Company. Alright, see you later. Alright, I thought it might be nice to show some of the fine details of this bespoke Wildwood Company suit that you may not have seen in the video at the shop. One of the amazing things that stands out to me is that these buttons are all functional on the cuffs. Hand-sewn buttonholes, every one. I've heard these referred to as surgeon's cuffs because you can actually roll up your sleeves in the field and perform surgery on a wounded soldier at war. At least that's what I heard. Most menswear, these buttons are completely decorative, but at Wildwood Company they go the extra mile. Then it was finally time for the big wedding at Timberline Lodge, where Jack Nicholson tried to kill his whole family. We forced our friends and relatives into freezing cold snowcats and up to the historic snowbound Silcox Hut, where we made them watch us get married.
Raise a glass. Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers. To marriage.
To marriage.
Here we are at Silcox Hut, just, Wildwood Company, bespoke custom suit. And while my suit came out amazing, everyone's eyes were really on this gal and her gorgeous dress. But that's okay, because while they were taking pictures of her, it gave me more time to play James Bond. The true justification for having a custom suit made. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned to see our full Timberline Lodge Silcox Hut wedding experience next time.
Mount Hood. 11,249 feet of snow-covered volcanic terror. Timberline Lodge, scene of numerous fictional murders. Over 2 hours from the nearest menswear store. A wedding postponed for 2 years by a global pandemic, and a groom who had a bespoke suit made only to realize that he forgot his tie. Armed with only these grooming shears, this high-quality Wildwood Company garment bag, a hotel iron, and no time to spare.